Welcome back to All Out American. Tatum is eating Oreos.
No.
It is showtime.
Yeah, and I didn't get to eat today, so give me a break.
Well, I'm glad you're eating a well-balanced.
Yeah. Later tonight I'll have Taco Bell, so.
To balance everything out.
Yep.
Nice and nutritious.
Dessert first.
Ooh.
Have you ever done that, by the way? Like when you go to dinner, you do everything backwards? Like you order dessert first and then dinner and then appetizers?
At a restaurant?
Dude,
No.
It's so good.
Is it?
Like you would be amazed. Can you imagine finishing your dinner with onion rings? Dude. Killer.
Finishing.
Mozzarella sticks, fried pickles. Come on.
That does sound pretty good, huh?
Yeah, dude.
No, I'm more of a traditionalist. Play by the rules. I don't want to get in trouble. I don't want to show up to a restaurant, order dessert, and the guy be mad at me.
Well,
Like, you fucking idiot.
That's why we work, because I am a polar opposite when it comes to that.
Exactly. That's why we're besties.
Like in Vegas, dude.
I'm Vegas.
Hey, you see that guy? Fuck that guy.
And then I'm like, hey, bring it down.
No. I'm going to fuck that guy up.
He's wearing a suit. He's probably Men in
I
Black.
do not care. He can flashbang me all he wants.
You were wishing he'd flashbang you.
Just go, wow. That's beautiful.
Yeah, my side job is a beatboxer.
Oh.
I've been practicing for like a week.
You actually beatbox that intro song.
I did.
How'd you make like the actual like the
Just like that, just better than you.
What song is that?
The Final Countdown. That song.
Is it called that? The Final Countdown?
I don't know. What do I look like? A thesaurus?
Dude, you look like a smart man.
I look like a Tyrannosaurus?
Yeah.
All right, give me one of those.
You don't get that one. You get this one. So anyways, last night I was doing some research, right? You know how I said I would do some research on some black holes and then the last set. Anyways, I did some research, right? And I just got done watching the Pirates of the Caribbean. And it was kind of a weird transition, right? So I was watching the whole series of the Pirates of the Caribbean, and I finally was watching the last episode, right?
The whole one? Like every movie last night?
No.
Oh.
I've been watching it for like every time I get free time. It wasn't like back to back to back to back to back.
Okay.
But I finally got to the last movie, and I like was thinking about it. I was like, dude, I'm gonna go on YouTube and just like look up some black holes, right? And I made sure I was on YouTube first, because otherwise some other shit comes up. So anyways, I came across this video. It was some German name, but like they spoke English, like heavy British accents, but like English in the video. And they were explaining.
So German or British?
Well, the name of the like the dude who created the video was like, their name was German, but the dude in the video that was talking was speaking like British. Anyways, it was a very informational video, right?
Okay.
A lot of this stuff was hypothetical, right? Because we don't know jack shit about black holes, apparently, because you can't get close to them. And if you get close to them, or they're hard to see through telescope because there's almost no light. And the only light that happens around it is because black holes, when they explode, right, they end up spinning really, really, really fast, like almost like 3/4 the speed of light is how fast they spin. And so a lot of particles around it that are getting sucked into it are doing the same thing, except they're orbiting it at like super fast speeds and hitting each other and then lining up because, heat. So all these particles going around it are basically like, you can almost just see a little ring around it is the only thing you can see. Okay. Not like the actual black hole.
Right.
But like, we don't know jack shit about them. And a lot of this video was like hypothetical, like what we talked about with the wormholes and like teleportation. But the thing is their whole theory is that, it takes like the perfect black hole to make that happen. And black holes are constantly collapsing, but not like any speed that we can really comprehend. So how they like collapse is there's like positive and negative particles that happen in space, because I guess space is constantly boiling. That's kind of the term they used.
But
And
it's really?
like boiling, like it's not really boiling, but like if you can imagine looking at water boil, right? That's almost what it's doing.
Okay.
And whenever it does that, it creates like a positive and a negative particle, right? Which then separate for like a super, super short amount of time. And then they collide back together and explode, like disappear, right? So it creates nothing. It does nothing. But the suction of the black hole actually is stronger than those two particles being able to go back together. And so whenever that happens, if the positive or the negative get separated, they start flinging out, and they like it causes it's called Hawking radiation is what they called it. And so the radiation actually like depletes the black hole, and then eventually it just becomes nothing.
Really?
Yeah.
So it, in the process of doing what it does, of sucking things in, it actually destroys itself.
Yeah. In a way, yeah. So then, but they said it was so slow. Like it was like 100 or 10 to the 10th billion power or something like that. Like it's, if you had 10,000 and like, I'm going to tell you zeros, like you had a, like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So 4 sets of 3 zeros. So it'll be a billion, 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 billion times. That's how long it would take to just take out 0.000001% of its mass. So like it's, yeah, it just takes a long time.
So that's how long it takes for them to collapse in on themselves?
No. That's just to take away 0.000001%. I forget how many zeros,
So
but
they take forever to collapse.
yeah, like they're basically invulnerable. Like,
so how do we even know that they're getting smaller? Or that's just...
I don't know. I think that they could test that, like with aging and math and all that. I mean, there was a lot of equations coming up on the screen that I didn't know, but
what are all these letters and numbers?
yeah,
Go away.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, it was kind of hard to tell which parts were theory and which ones were actually real. I think the part where, because in space, they were saying that time and mass are like relative, like what Einstein was saying. And so the more mass you have, the less time that goes by. Like if, let's say, if we were on a planet the size of Jupiter, like if we had an Earth the size of Jupiter, time would go way slower, technically. Like we would age slower, plants would grow slower, things would deteriorate slower, so on.
But if you're on Pluto...
Yeah, if we were on the size of like something like Pluto, our lifespan would be like, for Earth years, it'd be like we would die at 20. For example.
That sounds nice.
Yeah, it's freaking crazy, dude. This video like blew my mind almost. And then I started watching other weird shit that they posted, and it was like another video was talking about the wormholes and how like long it would really take to try and even do that. And it's like what you were saying, right? If you have your planes, right, and you bent, like if you had a plane and you bent it, right, over itself, a wormhole would basically connect that between two ends, and then you would get there almost instantly. But the problem is that wormholes would look a lot like black holes,
right?
But you would have to have the perfect size black hole to go through it, because they're almost like, I don't know what shape they use, but it's almost like a cone that like swerves in.
So like an hourglass shape?
Kind of, yeah.
Okay.
And so like towards the center of it, as soon as you're halfway through, you would have to have it big enough to where, you could send a person through. Otherwise, it would basically squish you and kill you. But that's on top of the fact, if you would even get to the other side in time, because they were saying time in the black holes are
relevant.
Irrelevant. Like, the rules don't apply. So, like, by the time you got to the other side, you would basically be aged and dead.
What if it went backwards?
What do you mean?
What if time went backwards when you got in the black hole and you got younger?
I mean, that's a possibility. I mean,
or you're unaffected, but everything else has moved on.
That's also what they said.
So you just be like, there I am, but Earth has gone another 100 years.
Yeah, basically time. Like, that's what they said, like, with the whole mass thing, right? Because black holes are an extreme amount of mass in a very, very small point, right? I mean, they're a fraction of the size of the star that they blew up of, right? Out of. And with that much mass, they're saying that time would basically not apply, like anything that we could really write down on paper that really made sense to us. And then by the time you got to where you were going or wherever, if you got back home, whatever, everyone would be dead. Like, time just flew by and you were fine, you know? Like, you didn't age.
I wonder if there's any, like, if the Hubble telescope has ever gotten...
Hubble telescope?
The Hubba Bubba. I wonder if the telescope has ever gotten, like, a video or a picture of a star going supernova.
That's a good question.
That'd be really interesting to watch.
I know there's pictures of black holes, but it's, like, even really hard to tell. Like, they have to, like, draw it out, like, yeah, that's a black hole.
Yeah, it's just like, oh, there's not a star there?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a black hole.
But either way, like, it's kind of crazy. I mean, there's a lot of factors that you have to play into, like, even making a wormhole a thing.
Right.
And even then, you have to deal with the fact if you're going into a black hole or, like, an actual wormhole. So, and then another thing was that, like, since you're, like, if you go in a black hole, right, and you get, you know, you go feet first, you're basically going to get pulled apart because your feet now are acting more, having more gravity acted on them more than your head, or more than your torso, your legs even. And so by the time your legs got pulled through, it does this so quick, it just would rip you apart.
So how could you ever go through it? You'd have to be atomized. You'd have to be split into atoms, shot through, and then reatomized on the other side, like Star Trek.
Yeah. It's a lot of stuff.
I don't know. That's crazy. Space is too big. Hurts my brain. Have you seen that video where it shows, like, this is you, and then it goes to, like, an elephant, and then
comparing
all the way
sizes,
out, and then it goes out from the Milky Way, and you just see all these tiny little... How do we know that? No one's ever been out there to take that picture. How do we know that?
Well, I think with math, sorry.
That's okay.
I think with all the math they use and all the pictures they've taken with, like, the Hubble Space Telescope, I'm surprised I said that. Like, they can, like, calculate how far things are and all that and compare them to size on the picture and so on. And I think that's how they get the idea. But, you know, in reference, they'll find this galaxy over here, and then this one's an actual, like, nebula. And that's how I could imagine it happening. But who got time for that?
I don't know. I didn't smoke any weed before this episode. I think we should have.
Dude. So get this.
So where's God live? In the black hole?
I don't know. That wasn't in the video.
Oh.
But they were saying, like, a lot, like, almost every galaxy has a black hole at the center of it. And to even, like a big one, right? There's obviously black holes throughout the rest of them because stars are always imploding and just being little dicks, creating black holes and shit everywhere.
Little dick.
Little booby traps. Find my spaceship. Just kidding. Can you imagine that?
You didn't, like, never saw it coming? Just
yeah. Like how does, like, in Star Wars, dude, how do they calculate where there's, how do they know where there aren't any black holes?
They've mapped everything out. Because some dumbass was like, I'm going to go this way. And then he never showed up, and people were like, oh.
That's crazy. Yeah, but, I mean, I don't know where God lives, and I don't know where he's located.
Well, the Star Wars galaxy could be going on right now. Could be a real thing. Back to the theory of infinity.
Yeah, dude, it's like that.
I'm so stupid.
You watched the latest episode on Loki?
No.
Dude.
Was it good?
Dude. It like that's almost why it blew my mind, because I was like, my mind was like remembering parts of the new episode, and then it was like relating it to the video I was watching, and I was just like, holy shit.
You're taking a Marvel show and like comparing it to real science.
Well, and like, I mean, they used words that were actually in like the Marvel movie, like, you know, like quantum theory and shit like that. Like, and so, I mean, I know it's a real thing. It's just like, I first heard it from Marvel, and so I was just like, oh my God, these fuckers are onto something.
Like the quantum realm where Ant-Man lives? Mm-hmm. The little teeny tiny.
Yeah, dude. I was sitting there in bed last night, and I was just like, what is the point of all this?
There is no point. That's the point.
The point is, you guys love to watch us.
I don't know why.
Dude, don't get me back down this rabbit hole, dude. I seriously had like an epiphany, like a midlife crisis.
I know. That's why I'm just being quiet and letting you talk. I'm just letting you work through this right now.
I don't know how to work through it. I need help.
My brain's in the
help
bottle.
me.
Help. Well, I know a guy we could call. I bet he knows all the answers.
Bill Nye the Science Guy.
No, that guy's a douche.
Bill.
He's not a real scientist. He's an entertainer, not a scientist. No, I was going to call the NASA as a hoax guy. He knows quite a bit.
Okay. Let's call him up.
So speaking about space and all this, did you see Jeff Bezos, the king of the world, flew up into space?
Yeah, they did it a long time ago. So what's the big whoop?
He did it in a big giant metal dick.
That's exactly what it looked like. It's crazy how a lot of our spacecraft are referenced after penises.
Yeah, it's like Spaceballs. They got it right.
I want to see the picture of how aerodynamic a penis is. Like, you know how there's pictures out there, like where it shows like
in the wind tunnel?
Yeah, in the wind tunnel, and you can see the lines going out. Like, how it's got to be aerodynamic. Like, if you just cut it off right at the base, dude, and you just put it in a wind tunnel, like fully erect. Like, how would I want to? Does this picture exist? Okay, sorry. Go on about Jeff Bezos and his penis.
Please don't Google this. FBI's going to jump through the ceiling right now, through the vents. Stop Googling aerodynamic penises.
How do you spell aerodynamic?
You're the black hole physicist.
Aerodynamic.
Elon Musk's rocket, he actually made it less aerodynamic to match the movie Spaceballs with the big cap on the top of it.
Did he really?
Yeah. He's like, yeah, it's less aerodynamic for sure, but.
Huh.
What kind of pictures are you getting?
Well,
I don't want to see them. I want you to describe them to me.
Well, I don't. They're not really what I want, but there's one of a cow. Look at the cow, dude.
Like a heat reading on a cow?
No, it's like showing like the red spots being the most
drag.
Yeah, the most
on
drag.
A cow.
Yeah.
How aerodynamic is a cow?
Look at that, dude.
Oh my god,
it's pretty aerodynamic, and there's one of a lobster too.
Why would somebody waste their time?
I don't know, dude.
Trying to figure out. Well, here we are. We're those people,
dude.
We're no better.
What? This is random, but a picture of a dude pole vaulting. It shows a picture of his side view, his penis catching on the pole as he's on his way down.
Yeah. Ding.
You remember seeing that video?
Yeah.
Yeah. So apparently, a penis is pretty aerodynamic. The balls are the least aerodynamic part of it. So if you leave those behind, I guarantee you can make a perfect spaceship. This one, never mind. I'm not saying that. We're gonna get canceled.
What?
This one's a little curved. This one's even a little curved. Check that out. Look, dude. There's almost no drag even around the bush.
Oh my gosh.
Anyways, so did he seriously try to like imitate off of
What are we doing? Why are we even talking about this?
No, I'm talking about the Spanish-shaped spaceship.
Yeah, so Jeff Bezos went up, but a couple days ago Richard Branson went up, another billionaire, Virgin Mobile guy. He went up and he flew to 50 miles above the earth. And then Jeff Bezos did 66 miles. Pussy numbers. Not even into space yet.
Like, what's the point?
To just say they did it, they're billionaires. What else are they going to do? They've done everything on the planet.
They're going to fucking put a flag up on the moon with their face on it.
But the moon's not real, so they can't do that. They didn't take any pictures of the Earth, so it could still be flat.
Yeah. I mean, they didn't even go that high, so it's not like they could take pictures.
All right, so when does space... What is considered? Considered
space.
Oh my gosh.
What is considered space? How high above the Earth do you have to be to consider it space?
Oh, so 62 miles.
Oh, so they were in space about 4 miles.
NASA sets the boundary of space at 50 miles above the ground.
NASA isn't real.
So
didn't you hear our buddy talk about it? So
Richard basically made it to space, but Jeff actually made it to space.
What was Richard's number again?
50. He just touched the tip and right back down. It was basically
That's weird how you say it like that.
It was basically just a really cool plane ride. Just touched the tip.
Just touched the tip, huh? Well, Jeff Bezos flew in a penis.
He took his brother up there too.
Jeff?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
And
Jeff wore a cowboy hat. Looked like an idiot.
I don't know, dude. I thought it was pretty heroic. Cowboy hat, you know.
Born in America. Woo!
So what does his brother do? What does Jeff's brother do?
Doesn't matter. Just licks his toes.
Well, no, it does matter because, I mean, I feel like a lot of people should... Whatever.
Here's the thing. If my brother is the richest man on the planet, I'm not doing shit.
Who's to say he's going to do anything for you?
I'm going to make him. I'm his older brother. I'm beat his ass and make him give me money.
Is Jeff the younger brother?
I don't know, but the other brother should just take steroids, get bigger, and then beat him up.
I don't think you can really beat up a rich man. Like, he's obviously got bodyguards everywhere he goes.
Not at family Christmas.
Do you want to bet, dude?
He's got sniper teams all around him.
Yeah, haven't you?
You would have to, right?
Yeah. That kind of sucks. Always being watched.
Even while you're pooping. They're like, we're making sure nobody comes through the toilet.
Yeah.
We have to protect you, sir.
Oh my, dude. Can you imagine the stories bodyguards have heard and like seen and witnessed?
Oh, I know some. Yeah.
Like the shit that nobody else would witness from a famous person. Like they would. Because they're there to, like, make sure they're good at all times.
Yeah. Well, I know some guys who are, like, special forces guys who come back and they do private security for super rich guys or, companies, things like that. And some of the stories I've heard, like, one of them did private security for this billionaire at his house, and he would have these crazy raging parties, and then he would be invited to the parties. And then the next morning he'd have to go and like pick up all the naked girls around the pool and be like, okay, get the fuck out. Go on. And just sweep up the cocaine into the trash can and all kinds of weird stuff.
Oh shit. Like can you
in the trash can.
Can you imagine how judgmental a fucking bodyguard could get? Like you're sitting in there taking a dump and like what if it's like night after Taco Bell, you get in there and like it's just horrible, right? Can you imagine that bodyguard just being like, God, what a horrific human being.
Like, I could just kill this guy right now.
And say, I
Get it
could do
all
the
over
world a favor right now.
There's no one to stop me because I'm the one to stop me.
I could not be a bodyguard. I would overthink like that. I could do this. But I could kill him.
I feel like you would get too distracted as a bodyguard. You'd be in like a busy place trying to protect somebody, and then you'd like something flashy would catch your eye, and all of a sudden you'd be like, they'd be like, Tatum, oh my God, screaming. You'd be like, hold on. There's something.
It would be that bad.
There's something on the TV.
Oh, come on now. It would not be that bad. I feel like I would get distracted like by little shit sometimes. Like someone will flash me and be like, what the fuck? And then like,
why would somebody be flashing you?
Because they're trying to kill whoever I'm guarding.
That's their plan. Okay, we're going to kill this guy. We need 4 hookers.
4 hookers with amazing tits.
And a guy with really good knife skills. I don't see how this is going to work. You'll see.
You'll see.
We're going to distract the bodyguards with hookers.
Yeah.
I don't know why they have to be hookers. I guess anybody could show their tits.
Not anybody, okay?
So Jonah Hill come and show you his boobies.
I would honestly just be impressed to see Jonah Hill.
Exactly.
I'd be like, holy shit, Jonah Hill, what's going on, dude?
Why is your shirt up?
What are you doing? Oh my God, he's dead.
What do you do? He just turns around and runs away, but that was weird. Oh my God.
He doesn't say a fucking word. He just holds his shirt up like, look at them.
And then Zoidberg's away. Blah, 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 blah.
Crawls into a sewer. What the fuck?
Takes off a skin suit. It wasn't even Jonah Hill the whole time. It was somebody else.
Damn. Yeah, I could not be a bodyguard. I would judge the shit out of anyone I would bodyguard.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, that's just who I am, you know?
Or you'd go...
Don't blame me.
I'd go way over the top. Somebody'd be just walking through, just shoulder check them. Make room.
Get the fuck out of here.
Waitress comes to hand him something, just smack it out of her hand. It was poisoned.
Yeah.
I saved your life, sir.
Or like someone runs up like, hey, can I get a picture? Get down. Get down.
He had something in his hand, sir.
It was his phone.
It was
Not
a bomb.
Anymore. Break a phone.
He was a suicide bomber.
Oh my God.
I've seen this.
Yeah, dude. I don't know about that. I don't know what I could do. But
I got some funny news for you about being topless and all that.
Dude, I love funny news.
All right. Norwegian women's beach handball team fined for refusing to wear bikinis.
Where was this beach at?
In Europe.
How much are plane tickets? Just for a friend.
Probably get there for like $500.
Good thing I only need one way.
Well, they refuse to wear bikinis.
So does that mean like
they're not naked? Like they wanted to wear shirts and parkas or something. I don't know.
Well, that's
the Norwegian
kind of a disappointing ending.
Women's beach handball team was fined for refusing to play in bikini bottoms during a game in the Sports Euro 2021 tournament. The team wore high-thigh elastic shorts during their bronze medal match against Spain in Bulgaria on Sunday to protest against the regulation bikini bottom design that the Sports Norwegian Federation president called embarrassing. The team was fined €1,500, $1,700, for improper clothing, according to a statement from the European Handball Association Disciplinary Commission. Who is the head of the European Handball Disciplinary Commission?
If you say Jeff Bezos right now, I will be mind blown. Is it?
No.
Oh.
It's Bill Cosby.
I don't know why, but I'm even more like mind blown.
Yeah, because he's going to go rape them all.
Rape him? He got out of prison.
Yeah.
Did you hear about that?
Yeah, on a technicality. Because they judged him based on his character, not on his actions of raping hundreds of fucking women. Fuck that guy. Somebody was telling me today, like, you got to be a low person to judge people and be open about it in public, well, then I'm a low person. Fuck Bill Cosby.
Yeah. I would hate to judge openly. Don't know who would do that.
That's what this show's about, man.
Couldn't be me.
So, my question to you, what is handball?
Handball is, I'm pretty sure it has, if this was my guess, this is going to sound pretty stupid. It would have to be with your hands, probably with a softball-sized ball. And I would assume, or it's just like another name for volleyball, right?
It's like,
What's going on? What's going on over there?
I'm looking for pictures.
My guess is like, isn't handball that thing with the trampolines?
No, that's spike ball.
Oh.
But this is like mini volleyball, but they're throwing the ball at nets like soccer.
So it's like women's rugby?
No, there's men doing it too. But then there's this person, which is wearing a golf glove, a polo t-shirt, and smacking a blue golf ball with their hand.
You got to look up a definition, dude.
Okay, let's see here.
Handball, is that like a...
This isn't a real thing.
Is that like a European thing? Like an Asian thing? Like Asia?
Handball. Handball is a team sport in which 2 teams of 7 players each pass a ball using their hands with the aim of throwing it into the goal of the other team. 7 players per side. 27 million registered players.
Holy shit.
It was first played in 1917 in Germany.
Oh, Germany started it. Germany.
Oh, I like this drawing of handball, which is... Oh, it's gone. It is like people on the shoulders of other people naked playing handball.
They're naked. So do they have... Wait, so are they riding other people in this game?
No.
Where's the odd person? There's 7 people.
The one guy has to be 3 tall for the goalie because the goal's really high.
Oh. Dude.
So it's all about strategy, okay? So you got to have someone who's fast, but also strong enough and tall enough to put you on their shoulders.
Yeah.
Then you need somebody small and light enough on top of the other guy's shoulders, but also big enough to have reach to reach the ball. So it's all about strategy.
No, I'm not believing you this time. I'm not believing you on this fucking rabbit hole. I know where that went last time.
What do you mean?
You know what I mean.
I don't know what you mean. I'm teaching you about
What's the
strategy.
difference between a lake and a pond?
The color of the fish.
Oh, really? No, you dumbass.
Do you know how to play chess?
Yeah, I'm playing chess every day.
I saw a story of you playing chess at a bar.
Yeah, and I beat 2 people that night.
You did?
Yeah. You don't? Yeah, I know how to play chess. You didn't know that?
No.
What a friend. Can you believe this guy? Yeah, I know how to play chess. You know how to play?
Yeah.
I bet you, I'm playing chess while you're playing checkers over there. I'm always one move ahead. Here's what I thought, though. We should play a game of chess that has 2 queens. And if you kill both the queens, you win the game. Instead of like, check and checkmate.
Yeah,
checkmate.
The king is so fucking stupid.
I fucking hate the king. What kind of king can only move one spot? Fucking fat ass.
I also hate the little castle guys.
The rooks.
The rook. Yeah, fuck that guy too.
Yeah.
What's the horse one called?
The knight.
The knight? Why is it called a knight? It's a horse.
Because knights ride the fucking horse, dude. And there's also a bishop.
Yeah, I know that one. And a pawn.
Fucking pawns, dude. I love the pawns. They kick ass.
Really?
No.
Oh.
Not at all.
That was your whole game? It's like, I just play the pawns.
I
use the other ones for sacrifice because no one expects a pawn to get them.
No, the big thing is like you go for the knights. You use the knights a lot because they they make like a weird L shape.
Yeah, they get tricky.
Yeah, they get tricky. So a lot of people overlook it. So, but no, the only reason I won was because I didn't have one of those fucking timers, dude. They click, 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 click.
Yeah, what's that for? To see, like, you only get so much time?
I think so. Like, every time you click it, it resets the time, I think, and then it counts up, and then if you pass a certain time, like...
Right, like an hour.
Mm-hmm. What?
I don't know.
No, like, in each person's turn, it resets as soon as the other side clicks it.
Right, but I'm saying, like, you have a total allotted amount of time of playing time that you're allowed to have.
Oh, yeah.
Which I don't know how long it is.
That makes sense.
So,
like,
when did you learn how to play chess? When you were a kid?
My brother taught me, actually.
A long time ago, or when?
I think, I was like...
When did you learn how to play chess, my brother?
Did you say... No, you said... Oh. You did say that. I thought you said... No, you said, where did you learn?
Oh, well, when did you learn? This is what I meant. I apologize.
I'm not an idiot, guys. I learned probably like when I was 15.
Oh, okay.
14, 15. So
I learned when I was a little kid, and I was like, I'm over this. I ain't got time for this shit.
Yeah, I'm not a big chess guy, but like I enjoy it like every now and then. Like it's like a good, relaxing game for me.
So
like,
you go to the bar and play chess. Are you in the tournament or whatever?
No. I'm kind of a big deal, so.
Are you just like blowing me off right now and you're secretly a grandmaster?
No. I mean, don't put money on it because I would totally suck at chess. But I mean, if you want to bet against me, that's fine.
If you want to like take everything I own and bet everything you have.
I mean, I'll probably lose, so.
Don't you have to win like 1,000 tournaments to become a grandmaster?
I don't know. I don't know none of that shit. I just know literally the basics as far as like what
this one moves that way, that one moves that way.
And apparently it's racist as fuck.
Why?
Because the whites go first.
Canceled. Cancel chess. You heard it here first. Cancel chess. It's racist.
This is bullshit. I didn't even know that. But either way, I learned how to play a long time ago. And yeah, I won every game I played that night.
I'm scared to play chess. I'm scared to get into it.
Why?
I get obsessed with things.
Why would you not get obsessed with chess?
I get obsessed with being good at things.
Me too.
So I know if I start playing, I will be up all night just researching.
I think what I obsess about the most is not necessarily being good at things, but like if I'm bad at something, I obsess over the fact that I'm not at least decent at it. Right. You know? So then and at that point, like I just focus on it. Like for instance, like camping and stuff, like riding a dirt bike and all that. Learning how to ride a dirt bike.
I thought you were going to be like, I was bad at camping, so I just practice camping.
I practice camping all the time.
I'm homeless. I just practice camping.
I live in a cardboard box. I have to replace it every 3 days because it gets soggy now because it's raining so much.
I'm the best camper.
I don't think you'd really be good at camping, but I'm talking about like actual stuff that takes skill. So,
like cornhole. For me, I played cornhole at a barbecue, and then I got obsessed. I got a set of boards, and I would play every fucking night. And I had a friend who's like semi-pro or something. It's a nerd. Anyway, he lived across the street, and so I would go over there, and he would demolish me. And for months, I would be over there every night playing until like I started beating him.
Yeah,
and just got totally fucking obsessed.
Dude, that's the one thing that pisses me off too is I suck ass at cornhole.
Really?
Yeah. Like I'll go on streaks, right? Like I'll do good for like, the next couple turns, and then like I'll lose it.
Well, I can show you how to get better at that. I know some tips and tricks.
Really? Mm-hmm. I mean, I usually try. I mean, the problem is I'm not consistent, obviously, right? So I'll just fucking throw. But either way, it pisses me off because like my sister did. Fucking,
it's the ones that
she
don't
kicks
care.
She doesn't care.
Yeah.
Except she just talks shit the whole time that I'm doing it. And she's like, wow, that was a throw. And I was like, will you shut your mouth?
Stop talking so much shit. Jesus.
I know. And so honestly, that was the tipping point for me where I'm like, fuck this game right now. Because it was like a month ago, 2 months ago, where I was playing with her. We were at a race, and I was playing with her, and she just totally demolished me at cornhole every time.
So you gave up cornhole because a 16-year-old girl talked so much shit to you it broke
No,
you.
it wasn't the talking shit. It was just like, why the fuck am I not good?
The ass beating that came with it.
Yeah, it was like
21-4.
And like, I'm like amazing, better than her at a lot of things. Like if it comes down to a competition of like, who knows what, obviously I win because I'm older and I've been on this planet longer, and
you're basically a genius.
I'm basically a genius. And the fact that she beat me at cornhole, it's one of those things.
Just gets under your skin.
Listen. Yeah.
That's why I got good at archery.
Really?
Shoot my bow is just because I hated somebody and they were really good at it. I got a bow and I was like, oh, this would be fun to shoot my bow. I want to get into this. And I was into it. And I'm like, yeah, this is kind of cool. And then this douchebag at school came up to me. He was like, so you got a fucking bow? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, I bet you're not even any good.
And you're like, bitch.
I was like, well, come over and we'll shoot sometime. He's like, okay. I'll come over this weekend and we'll shoot. And I was like, this motherfucker. And he came over and he was really good. And he beat me. He's been shooting his whole life. Then I just dedicated my whole life. I'm like, I'm going to crush this guy.
Dude.
We ended up becoming friends somehow. But I would when I lived in Phoenix, I would go to school until about 10:30 and I got out and I would go straight to the archery shop and hang out and shoot all afternoon until I had to go home for dinner. And then I would shoot in the backyard and then go to bed and do it all the next day. So then I started shooting in tournaments and stuff like that until I got better than him. And it was soul crushing for him.
Dude.
All that work just to beat him at archery.
Yeah.
One time.
It's very humbling though. Like when I get...
That sounds so petty. Sound like a shithead.
No, it's all right. I mean, I get it. Like that's the reason that a lot of, good players in sports are the way they are or so good at it because
Michael Jordan.
This dude was a fucking douche to him, and he's like, "Fuck you." I mean, there's no bigger fuck you than when you do it in their face and go beyond that, But like I was saying, it's very humbling, because you get on this path of yeah, I'm very good, and then something just fucking kicks you on your ass, and you're at first there's times where I'll be like, fuck, what the fuck, and get pissed off, but then I looking back on a lot of that stuff, it's that's probably a good thing that happened, that
it taught you, it made you grow more,
yeah, and it's I don't know. I want to experience a lot in life, but I don't expect to be good at all of it.
Yeah.
It's just
I like to dabble in all of it.
Yeah. But, especially the active shit. I mean, I love water sports. I want to go hunting eventually. I've never been big game hunting.
We're supposed to do that. We talked about it on the podcast.
Yeah.
We just got to get you drawn for something.
Yeah.
We can go shoot rabbits.
Dude, I fucking love rabbit shooting.
We can go shoot. That's hunting.
Just kidding. We don't shoot rabbits. What were you saying?
We shoot them with love.
Ew. Anyways, what were you saying?
I was going to say, as much as I love doing everything, I also love extreme winters. I find it fascinating.
Extreme winters big snow?
When I get into winters, not winters. When I was obsessed with shooting and
fucking idiot.
I got good, I'm not bragging I was amazing or anything. But when I got there and I was like, okay, I'm better than most people who do it because most people treat it like a hobby and I treated it as an obsession.
Yeah.
And then you see somebody who's the top of the fucking world and you see them shoot in something and it's just fucking mind blowing.
Yeah, dude.
How good people can get at things.
Yeah. And it's inspiring.
Yeah. I feel that way about anything that I do. About When weightlifting, I don't ever compare myself to the other normal guys. It was like, okay, what can Ronnie Coleman deadlift?
Yeah.
Or podcasting, I'm not like, hey, we got a pretty good podcaster. Sounds good. We have good fans. I'm like, no, Rogan's better. We got to get to Rogan status.
Well, I mean, it's
with
like
everything.
It's good and bad, right? Because like it pushes you to like it makes you have drive,
right?
But you also need to like compare that and get like the happy medium and the balance between knowing when, I mean, I'm doing pretty good, right? We got good fans, we got good views on the podcast. You know, we got people always telling us like, hey, we love the podcast, or like, hey, this was a funny clip, you know, and you got to appreciate like the little wins, you know?
Mm-hmm. Just grind.
Yeah.
And we got to just work on it. You know, we got to keep at it. It's not going to be an overnight success like giant. But if we keep grinding and putting out good content, which I don't think we're doing the last couple episodes.
Whatever, did we put out? I mean, people, I feel like it motivates people to fucking go look. I mean.
Yeah, it's interesting. It sparks curiosity.
But yeah, I was the same way with like, I mean, dirt bikes and stuff. Like, I mean, I would always watch like Supercross and, you know, watching those big racers out there, dude. I mean, it's honestly gotten me in like a lot of trouble sometimes. Like, you know, wrecking on a dirt bike, realizing like, dude, I missed a couple steps before I can get to that, you know?
Yeah.
I'm taking these big tabletops, acting like I'm hot shit, and then come on the downside and, you know, head over heel.
Yeah. Same thing with dirt bikes. I had friends who were pros.
Yeah.
And we'd go out riding in the desert and I'd try and keep up with them and they would just smoke me.
Yeah.
And so I'd be like, okay, I'm going to beat them. And I would hold in there for a minute, but all of a sudden I'd get something that was above my skill level and wipe it out.
It's especially the worst, like on big adrenaline things like riding dirt bikes. I mean, when you get in your own head and you're starting to overthink this shit, like, oh shit, if I get hurt, if I break my ankle, I can't go to work, I can't make money, you know.
But isn't that the best feeling?
It is when you're not thinking about like the what ifs and you're fully confident that you can do this. Like that's the best feeling, dude. I've never, like, I mean, it broke my heart that I sold my dirt bike, but like I'm gonna go get another one. I'm gonna go, you know, start it again. But I just at this point, like I had so many other things going on, had to sell it, but like it's the best feeling when you get into it, you know?
Yeah.
Being able to have that, like, feel like you're in control. And I mean, those are fucking mean bikes, especially these new ones coming out, dude. They're mean bikes, but like being able to like throw that thing around, like it's under your control. It's just amazing.
That's way better than playing chess.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. I'm just saying, like
trying to play chess against a grandmaster and you lose, you're like, well, I feel dumb. Riding a motorcycle and race a pro and get smoked is
you're like still like, holy shit, that was fucking fun, you know?
It's a way different feeling.
Yeah, I had my moments of getting into it and just like, you know, going trail riding and stuff, and they would have like these badass rides that we would go on as kids and
trying to keep up with people.
Dude.
Way above your skill level.
Well, it was more like, you know, because a lot of them had like quads or like side-by-sides. So it was more like, dude, they can't keep up with me because I can take these corners better than they can. And I still have the fucking speed.
Right.
You know? So it was a good time. I loved riding dirt bikes.
It's been 10 years since I've had a bike.
Your dirt bike was the first dirt bike I ever had.
I know.
It was kind of funny how that worked out.
We go way back.
That thing was a powerhouse.
Yeah, that thing was wicked.
Yeah.
But I went from that bike, which was like at that time was like the fastest bike you could get or I've been on or seen, to not riding a bike for 8 years. And I go camping with Sean and he has one of the new ones and I get on his.
Was he the one that took the bike? That was his bike that I didn't know, because you told me this story about.
Yeah, it was Sean's bike that I rode. And I got on that and I was like, okay, I know what I'm doing. And I was like, holy shit, this is not the same thing as what I used to have.
It's insane. I mean, I rode the one that you had, right? And I only remember that thing being fucking insanely fast. And like, I was beginner rider, so I didn't know what the hell I was doing.
Right.
You were
young.
I had no other bike before that. Like I didn't ride any tyke bikes or like, 110s, little pit bikes or anything like that. It was just straight to that 450R.
And you were 13.
I was 13, dude. And I rode this thing like I had to go fast just to keep it cool. It would overheat, and so we traded that for the enduro version, which was like for more trail riding, and it was geared different to where I could handle it better.
Right.
Which was a 250, which I downgraded. And so then at that point I grew like insane. And then
well, you're 11 feet tall, remember?
Yeah. And then we sold that because I blew it up. But then I sold that for like dirt cheap and then saved up for another one, and I got a 450 enduro, which I had that bike for like 4 years, 3 years. I love that thing, dude. I took it out to Glamis like tons of times. I mean, I spent a lot of money just keeping it running just to where I could keep it going and ride it. But
yeah, take care of it so you can ride it forever.
Yeah. But eventually got to the point I was just like, dude, I don't have the time to get on this thing. I need to make the time, blah, 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 blah.
So when did you sell it? How long ago?
It was like, I think 2 months ago.
Oh, so you just got rid of a bike.
Yeah. It's still kind of sad.
Yeah, but at least if you bought a new one and got on it, you'd still know what you're doing. For me, being a decade away from being on a bike and getting on one, I was like, I don't know what to do with my hands. And I don't know if it's because the bike was that much faster or if I'm older now and I'm scared, but I got on that thing and I was fucking terrified.
Well, the thing is like, I don't know when I'll get the next bike. That's what worries me, is because I sold it already that long ago and I'm already gaining on that timeline to where, because I'm planning on doing a bunch of other things and spending my money elsewhere to where I need that money for these other things. Can't just spend it on a bike right now.
Well, we'll get that big endorsement from White Claw or
true,
or Patron or somebody.
White Claw, buy me a bike.
We'll buy you a bike and we'll buy me a.
I want another side by side. I want to sell my 900.
Yeah, you got to get 1,000. You got to step up into the big boy group.
I don't know, dude.
You got to get a 4-seater though. It's a game changer.
Is it?
I know it sucks. Like, can't go as many places or as fast and crazy, but you're in the same place I am to where our friends don't own that shit. We happen to be friends and own one, and we can take it out together and go on rides. None of my fucking friends have one other than you.
Yeah.
So when I want to go on a ride and you're busy, I'm like, fuck. Well, I have a 4-seater, so I can be like, hey, do you guys want to come with? And they can just ride in the back. Yeah. For you, if you only got me, you're kind of fucked. Unless you have a friend who wants to go with you.
Yeah.
But then you have all your lady friends. They're going to take the next seat. So what do you do with your other buddies?
True.
So the 4-seater is nice.
That's true. I just love the look of the 2-seater. Like those new Turbo S's, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, those 2-seaters are sexy to me.
I like the Maverick the best looks-wise. Especially if you do
the 2-seater?
Yeah, any of them. But the 2-seater looks badass.
The 4-seater's a fucking limo, dude.
I know, but if you put like 35s on it and turn the shocks up like shock therapy, those things can look badass.
Yeah, no doubt. But like I've seen people selling like a done up X3, like, they got the whole paneling, the paint job, the rims, everything to match the paint color, blah blah. They went every step.
Yeah.
They'd sell those things for $83,000.
I know.
It's like, holy shit.
I know.
That is insane. That means they put like 50, 60 grand into these things.
I went to go buy one down in Phoenix because they were advertising. I wanted a 4-seater, and they were advertising all these crazy deals. And all I wanted was like the full doors and 35-inch tires.
Yeah.
And by the time I got done, it was like 42 grand or something. And thankfully, they ran something wrong and they weren't able to make the deal, whatever.
Yeah.
But as they were running that, I'm going, 42 grand for a fucking toy?
Yeah.
Like, I could go buy a Tacoma for 20 grand, put 20 grand into it, and have something that'll beat the fuck out of a Can-Am and has a radio and AC and heater, and I can take it on the street whenever I want.
It's insane, dude. The off-road industry is gaining ground, like, intensely. Like, there's people that put, like, they would just use, like, the chassis and, like, the bottom side of a X3 and make the whole actual body of it, like they'll put AC in it and make it an actual like trophy truck on the
Seriously?
body of like an X3.
How could you do that? Well, I guess you just change the suspension, but they're not built for that much weight. I mean,
but I'm talking like a body, like it's all carbon fiber or fiberglass, like super light.
Right.
Light compared to metal, right? It's still, I'm sure it's a little heavier than, the original, but I can imagine that they do a lot of different gearing and
the Razor's nicer to see out of, for sure.
Yeah.
But the Maverick has some nice touches. It's more comfortable on the inside.
Yeah, no doubt.
But like you said, they're 42 feet long. And if you go over a single bump, you're going to bottom out.
Well, that's again, like that, you can fix a lot of that with the big tires, and then like.
But here we go again. You're spending $40,000 for a toy, and you got to instantly put $5,000 into it.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing right now is the market right now is insanely high, but it's still cheaper than like doing it yourself in a way, because a lot of people are selling that stuff. They're getting old or whatever.
Well, I mean, the stores still don't have them in them because of COVID. You still can't fucking.
And the Can-Am manufacturer plant just blew up.
What?
You see that?
No.
So they got 3 of them, dude. They got one in Canada, one in state. I don't remember what state, but it's in the U.S., and then they have one in Mexico. The one in Mexico blew up, which was like a big distributor for southern USA.
Yeah.
Southwest. And it blew up like, I think last weekend.
Holy shit.
Like it literally just happened.
Do they
last
know
weekend.
what happened?
I don't know. I couldn't find out what had happened. It was so fresh that nobody really had a story on how the fire started. But like, all of their storage, all of everything, like it's going to take forever to get a Can-Am now, if like brand new.
It's been that way.
Mm-hmm. And now it's even longer.
I know somebody who ordered one back in October of last year, and we're in July, and they still don't have it. And 2 weeks ago, the dealer or whatever was like, okay, we're never going to get this fucking thing. We will pay you to take a Razor, and we'll put all this shit on it for free. Like, they basically lost all their money just to get this guy into something. Wow. So he didn't want a Razor, but now he's got the most pimped out Razor.
Wow.
Like for the same price.
But yeah, like the pictures show, like, how they store them, like when they ship them, they carry them in those little boxes.
Yeah.
Take them all apart. It was all on fire, like destroyed.
Really? Have you ever seen them unload those from a semi?
No.
I had to wait for a dealer to open up one day to take mine to get service. A semi pulls up, and it's a box semi. Well, they have them stacked on top of each other in there. There's like another floor.
Yeah.
Well, I watched the guy goes and sets up these ramps and climbs in and drives the Mavericks all, they're fucking
Squatted.
dragging on the ground.
Yeah.
And there's no cage, there's no seat. He's like standing, like trying to drive it. And he drives it over, gets the next one out. And then I'm like, how's he going to get the top ones? He must like lower the thing. No, he just grabs the ramp and sticks it up. So now the ramp has got to be 10 feet off the ground, but it didn't get any longer. So it is like a 70-degree angle. And
Did he bottom out?
He must have. I didn't notice. I was more watching the ramps, and I didn't even pay attention, but he fucking climbs up there and drives this thing off that ramp. And I was like, I mean, he is fucking high off the ground. And
holy shit.
He just fucking wheeled that thing back.
Well, usually they have those like welded boxes for him where they just forklift them off, and then they don't weld them. They bolt them all together, and then they unbolt it and then put it together.
Yeah.
But I guess, the ones that are just squatted.
It was insane.
Yeah. Holy crap.
Every piece of it's broken down and put into it.
Yeah, that's what they do with the Razors too. I mean, they stuff like half of the, the roll cage into the front seat, and then like half of the other half.
And they charge you like $3,000 assembly fee.
Really?
Yeah, because when I went to buy the Maverick and they gave me a printout, I was like, why is it so expensive? And there's all these weird taxes, and one of them's an assembly fee. It was like $3,300, and I was like, can you take that off? Like for $3,300, I'll fucking take it to my garage and drink some beer over a weekend and put that thing together.
Wow.
They wouldn't let me. So
Damn.
warranty and safety hazard.
Bullshit.
That's bullshit. I guess it's smart though. My dumbass.
But yeah, dude, it's going to take forever. I mean, the only Can-Ams you're going to get, I guarantee you that raised their value. Like, not in stocks or anything. That probably fucking tanked, but like,
I could probably sell mine. Yeah, I could probably sell mine for more than I paid for it a year and a half ago.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's insane, dude. The off-road industry, the vehicle industry in general. Diesel trucks are holding value, if not growing. Like,
I could sell mine for 50% over what I paid for it.
Yeah, that's insane.
Which I need to. I'm having issues.
What?
We won't talk about it on here.
Oh, okay.
All right, I'll tell you. Well, I felt weird saying that. Anyway, the other day I got a code on the dash, and I was like, I wonder what that is. So I took it to a shop, and they read it, and it is the DEF system, so diesel exhaust fluid system, which is this emissions bullshit that we have to put on trucks. That's fucking terrible for them.
Diesel trucks.
Yes.
It's terrible for them?
Yeah. It's like taking a coffee straw and making the truck breathe out of it. It's stupid. It's to pass emissions, but it just takes all your power and wears on the motor, and it's expensive as fuck. So anyway, I have a code saying that it needs to regen, which regen is when, every so often they start burning off all the soot in there.
Yeah.
And it wasn't letting it. So they're like, oh, well, we can do a forced regen where we just make it go. So they plug it in, they get it, it starts, and then it shuts it back off and says it's unable to regen because there's a sensor that's off. So they go, oh, you got to take it to the dealer. So I set up a time, I take it to the dealer clears the sensor, makes it do a regen, and then I go and pick it back up, and they're like, okay, you're good to go, but it's just going to keep happening. So I'm like, okay, well, what do I do? And they're like, well, you should delete it. And deleting it's like taking all that shit off, all the emission stuff, and just making it like a straight pipe,
Yeah.
Like an old diesel. I said, okay, where can I get that done? They're like, oh, it's illegal. Like,
but where can I get it done? That wasn't the question, sir. I asked you where I could get it done.
Like, maybe some guy could do it at his house. I'm like, okay, well, what's going to happen to my truck if I don't do it? And they said, well, your filters are going to keep getting clogged until they're completely clogged, and the system's going to just shut down, and you're going to have to replace them all. I'm like, okay, well, how much does that cost? And they're like $8-9 grand. I'm like, what?
From them. I mean, they're probably charging you like out the ass because
so I'm like,
dealer.
Well, how much does it cost to delete them if someone were to delete it? They're like, I don't know, like $4 grand. I'm like, okay, do you know anyone who can do it? He's like, no, it's illegal. I'm like, okay, fine. So I need to get rid of it or something. If I can't delete it and whatever.
Damn, dude.
So anyway, so they clear the code, and I'm like, cool, we're good to go. Well, I noticed when the code was on that when I would get on it, it had like shitty power.
Uh-huh.
Well, they cleared the code, and I got on it, and I was pulling on the highway, and I went to get on, and as it was like, whoop, the turbo will go and spools.
Yeah.
Well, once it would spool high, it would go like when you let off. Turbos would
like it wasn't. It would open the wastegate before you even let off.
Right, and it would take all the power away. Like I'd be like, whoa, and just lose power until I let go and then ease back into it. So I was like, what the fuck? Now my turbo's shot or something. So your dad had his computer, and he hooked it up to it, and there was actually another code on the computer that wasn't showing up on the dash for my DPF sensor, which is diesel particulate filter. So all hooked up to the same shit. So we cleared that. Well, now it doesn't do that, but when I get on it, it sounds like the wastegate is just completely open. Like it'll be like, but it's just blowing. Sorry, that was loud, probably in people's ears. But just is blowing out all the air, and it feels like I'm like towing a trailer or my engine's revving way too high, but it's not. It's the turbo's fucking off. So if you are wink wink out there looking for some mechanical work and you want to do something totally illegal, let me know, and you can come change my oil.
Well, hold up. Why can't for that DEF system, is that part of like the exhaust? It's the diesel exhaust fluid, right?
Right.
So why can't you just basically change the exhaust and then, like if you got like a Flowmaster or something like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Along those lines to where you basically change the catalytic converter and then would that help you be able to take all that off?
No. So in a diesel, and I'm a moron when it gets down to this, but I get the general idea.
Uh-huh.
So,
I've never had a diesel, so I don't know.
So if you look underneath, it looks like a fucking starship of shit under there. It doesn't look like an exhaust.
Okay.
So that's your DEF system, right? Then you have an EGR, which takes out unburned fuel and passes it back through to get reburned.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have a DPF. So you have 3 different emission systems for different things. So you can't just take the exhaust off. You would have to take off all 3. Well, just in the exhaust, there's something like 26 sensors in it that you have to buy a sensor blocker to block it on your truck's computer.
Yeah.
Well, I guess each sensor blocker is like $100. So just right there, you're at $2,600 just to block the sensors. Then you get your exhaust pipe. Somebody's got to put that in. Then you got to get kits to block off your EGR. You change all the DPF shit. Then you got to buy a $600-$800 tuner to change your computer to let it know that all that shit's gone, so it's not trying to read codes and acting weird. And so, in long story short, it gets expensive quick. But you got to take it all off. You got to get rid of everything. Which, ironically, like I know people or may not know people who've done this, and their trucks actually get better emissions now that it's off.
Do I know this person?
No.
Oh.
Well, you know of them.
Oh, okay.
They live in a different state.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
And
New Mexico?
Yeah. Yeah. It's not a place.
Fucking assholes.
And since it gets better emissions and it gets way better mileage. Like
Dude.
My truck gets like 16. They get like 23 out of the same exact truck.
Holy crap.
Yeah, it's a huge benefit.
That's a jump.
And the power, they said, is fucking unreal. Like 30%,
and
40% more power.
That blows, dude. It's not like, because here's the thing is all these new trucks do the like emissions tests and they have to be under these certain guidelines as far as emissions go. But what about all these people that can't afford a $70,000, $90,000 truck?
Right.
That are driving these like 1980 trucks, 1990 trucks, that just spew smoke. Like,
yeah, way worse emissions.
What? I mean, it doesn't, I guess it's the start, right?
Right.
In trying to do that.
Well, here's what's interesting.
I don't know my point, honestly.
Here's what's interesting is the next generation Fords that are coming out don't have any of the DEF shit on them.
Why?
Because now, supposedly, this is what I was being told, is that the new ones run so much more efficiently that they don't need any of that shit, that it can pass emissions without it. And that they've been able to, but because of some deal that Obama signed when he was in office, is part of a law that he made was that all diesel vehicles had to come with this shit on it. And that if it gets removed, the shop or whoever did it would get fined insane amounts. So like I called a few shops and they're like, fuck you, we ain't touching it. So whatever. So basically I'm gonna have somebody look at the turbo, see if they can get that problem fixed. And then if they can make that go away, drive it until it explodes or sell it. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Or I'll just go Mad Max it and fucking take a Sawzall, cut everything off of it.
Well, there's got to be a way. I mean, there's got to be a way to cancel all of those sensor blockers without, really, buying all those sensor blockers. Couldn't you just do it with the computer or?
I guess not, because you can block it on the computer, but then the computer will go and recheck it and see that something's wrong.
Like it resets itself.
Right. I don't know.
Fucking all trucks, right. Man. Fucking trucks.
I'm just going to buy a Tesla. Elon can update it from his house.
Dude. You know how badass that would be?
A Tesla with long travel?
Dude. People made a sand car out of Tesla batteries and motors.
Really?
Yeah, it kicks ass. I saw it racing down the drag strip when I was down there last time I was down there. It sounds so different because usually like in a sand car, you hear the loud ass motors.
Loud, yeah.
This one, all you heard was like, you can hear the paddles like slap the ground every time. And you heard it just, it was so fast.
Huh. That's pretty cool. I saw one on TikTok the other day that had like longhorns stuck to the front, like a cowhide taped to the roof and all kinds of weird shit. And he's all, people say your Tesla's not supposed to look like that. And he's all, well, fuck you.
Fuck you.
He had all this random shit taped to it. It was pretty cool.
All right, dude. What do you say? We get on out of here.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for listening. If you made it this far, follow us on Instagram, TikTok, all that stuff.
Leave
YouTube. Check out the YouTube video page. We've been updating that a lot. And do us a favor, go on the Apple Podcasts and leave us a 5-star and leave us a review. And till next time, see you later.
Take it easy, guys. See you later.